Cancer need to know at this time? Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. What does Cancer need to know at this time? What does Cancer need to know at this time? Okay, so on the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess. So that's very Cancer energy because it's the Venus, Goddess, Empress, Priestess. So for some Cancers, they're in a third-party situation. Yes, that's what it's saying for the Cancers. So somebody's waiting to receive communication, or somebody's wanting a love offering. Somebody's been overgiving. Not receiving equal exchange. It's because they're unbalanced. So this is talking about the unbalanced feminine. And I know they're unbalanced because we have, so here we have the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Wands paired with the Four of Cups. And so you can see here, this is the feminine, this girl offering this cup, and this boy is not interested. And then here we have the Three of Cups. So this is talking about the third party. And then here you have three women. Okay, so this doesn't necessarily mean that there's three women involved in this third party. I mean, for some, who knows, right? But what I'm saying is that these are like three aspects of one's personality, or like they're basically multi personalities that, or characteristics and traits that a person is expressing, whether it be the masculine, the feminine, the karmic, the soulmate. Like, it's just energy. We're all interacting. So it's more so about you receiving the information and breaking it down in your own head, and looking at it from receiving clear communication and processing within, and then looking at everything, as opposed to being empty and then looking at the opposite and latching onto it, right? So this is about, so basically that's what happens. It's like there's this deep emptiness that's felt within all of the people that are involved in the situation. Because like, if you were full, you wouldn't feel like you had to involve yourself with another person who's also romantically involved with someone, right? So it's just like all of this energy combined to create this experience, to create this experience, right? But it's just a lesson. So we're learning about balancing our masculine and our feminine. So this reading is talking about how the feminine is unbalanced and how the feminine behaves, and the result of the feminine's behavior, the consequences of their behavior, like how the energy would shift, how it would affect the experience. You know, maybe consequence is a little bit of a strong word, but if you think about it, like, it's just how the decisions that you make, the actions that you take, and the results that it has. So the result is that a person continues to invest too much energy into a person who's completely not invested, right? Who has his energy elsewhere. But then what happens is the feminine has a hard time accepting it, right? So it's like this, for the rejection and the having the capacity to accept that this person is treating them the way that they're being treated, to accept that they're not chosen, to accept it and no longer partake in that dynamic, go in a different direction, shift your focus. But then what happens is the feminine is so unbalanced and so like this. Like they feel dead inside. Like they literally feel dead inside when they're not in a relationship. There's no joy, there's no life. You're just depressed and you're just like, ugh, like all I want is just to be in a relationship. All I want is someone to hold me. All I want is someone to kiss. And it can't be like this. So if you want this type of relationship, you want this divine union, you want to be with someone who's like the balanced masculine, who, completely cherishes and admires and adores you, who goes above and beyond for you, right? Who's very romantic and heartfelt and thoughtful and compassionate and kind, intellectual and thoughtful. Like this person's very thoughtful, actually. There's many things that the feminine never hasn't had a chance to experience with the masculine, right? So the feminine hasn't been able to experience the true physical union, right? They have experienced it in short in short amounts. They've experienced the connection and the feeling of oneness, right? So it's about maintaining the oneness. So then what happens is when you maintain the oneness, then you're just a natural magnet, because the person is going to be naturally drawn in, because you're the embodiment of love. So if that person's meant to be a part of that, it's like getting on the ship. So here, it's like putting out, sending it out there, and that it's coming back, right? You're going on a journey and that it's coming back. So if you're putting out and if you're setting energy out that's like, I'm all these positive affirmations, all of this, then it'll just naturally, but you have to be able to receive. You have to be able to let go of the old story. It's like you can't continue behaving the way you're behaving, because if you continue to do what you're doing, you're just going to continue to create resistance.